Welcome to Vertical Football, and this is five things we learned. Man, this is Chelsea in the Champions League versus Bayern Munich. Let's be honest with ourselves. It is a different ball game here. It is a very, very different ball game here. I'm not folding here because I am a Chelsea fan. I am blue. But Bayern Munich, they came out strong. They played us. We tried our best. We didn't fold. We played the game 90 minutes. Yeah, we're still strong. It was. I'll give kudos to Bayern Munich and I'll clap for the boys also. It was a very, very nice game. So let's go into the five things we learned in this match. Yeah, I think from the beginning of the match, or let me not say from the beginning, I didn't do a preview show. I've done my analysis, but there was tightness in my schedule, so I couldn't shoot it. I went back, I watched the Bayern Munich match, I checked statistics. It was very obvious that we were going to lose the match, but I didn't see them outplaying us like this. But they outplayed us, if we are going to be very honest with ourselves. So let me speak about the first 20 minutes. I saw something in the first 20 minutes that I feel like I should address is if you are aiming to play long ball, you have to put into consideration winning the second ball. And why do I say this? Because Bayern Munich set up in when they didn't press us in a very aggressive pressing, they set up in blocking all our middle face player. Only Rhys James and only Malo Gusto and Tosin was the guy who was free to start up the build up. So we chose to play long ball. And when Malo Gusto kicks the ball up front for Joao Pedro against Jonathan Tah, we didn't put any guy in front of Joao Pedro. Maybe I felt like it should have been either Enzo Fernandez or Cole Palmer to pick up the second ball, because it was very obvious that Joao Pedro was not going to win the first ball against Jonathan Tah. I think we didn't think so much about it, which I felt like we should have thought it. We should have thought about it. You are aiming for long ball. What's the aim of playing the long ball? The aim of playing the long ball is to get the ball, break it down. Joao Pedro is not a target man, so you are not expecting him to get the ball down in the first instance. So it's just logical for you to know that you need to have somebody there who will get the second ball. And we played a whole lot of this long ball. And I feel like if we had done that, it would have been very easy for us to get out of Bayern Munich's press in the first 20 minutes. We didn't get ourselves over that. And another thing that I saw in this match was Harry Kane and Gnabry being the guys company used for overload, just literally change the whole game tactically. I felt like it was going to be a tactical battle, and eventually it was a tactical battle, but they were way, way superior. It just gives the nostalgia of where we were giving a taste of our own medicine. What we gave to PSG in that Club World Cup final was the same thing Bayern gave to us. They were very, very fluid, and Harry Kane, Gnabry was the guy where when they were building up, because they played the same formation we play in the build up, they are 3-1, and the three central defenders with Kimmich standing up front there. So they had 4, but Harry Kane and Gnabry came into that space, so they built up with 6. But sometimes it was going to be 5, sometimes it was going to be 6. But Harry Kane and Gnabry were those guys who just came in really deep. The number 9 and the number 10 coming that deep to come and pick up the balls it just messed the whole thing up. We didn't know who to mark. We didn't know, because Chalobah cannot just leave from his defense and come straight following Harry Kane into the pivot role for Bayern Munich. It was not going to make any sense. If you are going to be a sweeper, you sweep to the midfield and you go back. So I think Harry Kane and Gnabry, they did the overload job very well, very, very well, and they made us look stupid, honestly, because the way they were passing the ball, we set up the same way, we structured the same way where we want to build up, but the dynamics in the way they built up was totally different from the way we would have done it. When we did our own, Maresca did something today which was similar to what they did, but it was before, when we played the 3-1 in the build-up. Now we played 2-2. Tosin Chaloba and what's his name? Caicedo James. So it was more like 4 there, but they had their 4 with extra 2 overloading that space. It was mind blowing. And one thing I saw in the Bayern Munich's game is, I know we lost. The losing side cannot say you saw a weakness, but I saw a weakness, which was something that led to the first goal. The weakness in their setup was when they were off the ball. And what do I mean when they were off the ball? Not necessarily when they are marking, is when they get a pass and they're trying to build up and they lose the ball. They are always, when they are out of shape, it was more like they had a formation, but it was not strong. Yeah, their defensive transition wasn't really that strong. But because we didn't really exploit it, and that was what led to the first goal. They lost the ball up front. Pamak took the ball and it was just moving. All they were doing was they were just running. There was no really that strong structure to block our transition. And I thought that was something we could have exploited, in the sense like you needed to like push them in a way where they would lose the ball in our own face of the pitch, like in the attacking third for Bayern Munich, and we just exploited that quickly. But unfortunately, we didn't do that. So, but Bayern Munich was masterclass, in all honesty. Watching the ball, I was just like, I was blown away. I was blown away. That's the kind of level that we want to touch. Though we are not playing the same way. We are more of a transition team. They are more of a possession-based team. Yeah. So, and another thing, I will give praises in this one, if we are going to be honest with ourselves, is Manuel Neuer and Robert Sanchez. Manuel Neuer was the complete package. So Robert Sanchez was the half package. Manuel Neuer was that guy who, in the safe part, didn't really get too much of things to do. But because we got to a place where we were marking them, not like man to man, but we blocked out every channels. But Manuel Neuer just found a way to get those passes to the right man. Like, I was just like, how can you be top in that level? Like, bro, guy he missed his passes, if I could count, maybe just 2 to 3 times in 90 minutes. And he got a whole lot of passes. He passed the ball a whole lot of times. I was like, man. But on Sanchez's side, Sanchez could have been that guy for us, because at some point they pressed us eye line and Sanchez, he didn't get the pass right. He lost the pass a whole lot of times. But I'm not going to put that on him. It was masterclass from Bayern Munich. But if he had gotten the pass right, like he was the level against PSG, like the game was going to be different, because they came in, they put a whole lot of numbers high up the pitch when they wanted to mark us, like 4, 5, 6 players. That tells you when they have 5 players, they have just 5 up front. And because we are going to throw a long pass, they are facing us and we are facing them. It's just get the ball to the right man, win the first ball, or make it a 50-50 and win the second ball. And since we are facing them, we're going to be sending a whole lot of players. We can attack them with full force, but those passes, they were not on point. But I give kudos to Robert Sanchez. He saved, like, he kept us in the game for a very long time. Though we later lost the match 3-1, a difference of 2 goals. But if we took away those saves, we should have considered like 5 goals. So I think it was superb. And João Pedro really tried his best. João Pedro, Caicedo. I felt like Cucurella tried his best, but Olise was in a different planet. This is like the first time in a very long time I'm seeing Cucurella get cooked. Yes, he got cooked in this particular match. Olise took the game to him head on. Like, took him on a 1v1, dribbled him, went out wide, caught inside. Bro, I felt like a Bayern fan today. I wouldn't lie to you, because it was different level from them. It was different level. I feel like one thing I think we will learn from this one. This is a different ball game. Yeah, Estevao coming in did something, one or two there. Garnacho give the excitement, but his end products we didn't really see much on that side. It just there was this momentum when he got the ball, but it just went and you couldn't paint anything on it like, oh, this was what actually came out of this. But it was superb game from Bayern Munich. I think we can learn from this. We can learn from this and take all of the mistakes, take all of the errors, take all of the lessons from this one and move into the Manchester United game. So I think that's just basically what we'll do. This is the Champions League. I feel like that was a welcome defeat. Yeah, wake up, guys. This is not the Conference League. This is not second tier. This is not second tier European competition. This is the Champions League. I think we'll get up on our feet and we'll get things right. We'll straight off to Manchester United in the weekend. Let's see how this defeat can wake us up. And I don't think we should be so down about it, because this is just the first defeat in a whole lot of games. I think the last defeat we had was that should be in the Club World Cup against Flamengo, and we should be talking about June. So you can see June, July, August, September is a whole lot of time. Like, it's a very long time. Sorry about that. It's a very long time. No loss in the club. I know this loss will touch us, but that's just what it is. I don't have too much to say. So please, guys, drop it in the comment section. What do you think about the match? Do you think we could have done better? In my own viewpoint, I feel like the best is what we gave. The best is what we gave. They were just the better team. So what do you think, guys? Please drop it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. We will see you some other time. Thank you.